सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की जय। Yes, today we are going to again turn to a little bit of Kundalini Yoga, and because I wanted to define a few terms, and it is essential that we need to exactly know a certain meanings of certain words which we use very often in our studies of yoga. So today I'm going to talk about a few definitions. We find them in Shandilya Upanishad. We had started studying about Shandilya Upanishad. We had touched about yam, niyam and things like that. But today I want to define a few words. And the first word we want to define is Parabrahma. Parabrahma. We talk about the supreme truth, this ultimate truth, the supreme truth, that is Parabrahma. It is the Lord, the ultimate Lord. So here they have defined with the help of two words, bhrati. Bhrati means you can increase, and bhranti means a cause to increase. That is how it is given in the Upanishad. So Parabrahma is something which continues to increase, and it gives us a reason to increase. We can see there is a continuous change, and there is a continuous manifestation, and there is change in manifestation. So there must be a need to increase. Yes, I think it's a very nice word, and I like this definition myself. So Parabrahma is something to do with a continuous increasing potential. It's a continuously expanding potential. And it also is a reason for us to expand. It gives us a reason for the universe to expand, or the manifestation, the creation to expand. And the second word they have defined is Atma. Now, I was also quite, I like this precise definition of Atma. And that the precise definition of Atma given here is apnoti. Apnoti means whatever it gives to us, it takes it back completely. My God, I like that. Now just imagine, if we consider the word I am Radhika, from I am Radhika, we consider as I as Atma, spirit matter. Yes, it gives everything. Because of its presence, the entire five elements came together and had a form, and then it was named, and it had a lifespan of, say, 70 years that I am now. Let's see how long it is going to be. But it's a lifespan which we are talking about. And tomorrow, when it needs to go back, it just decides to take away everything. So whatever was given, the form falls off, the five elements dissolve. Pindani pindasa grasu. The five elements get dissolved in the five elements. And then finally, whatever was given to this form, a name, a status, a position, a life, everything is back, absorbed back into the Atma. So Parabrahma is that which has a potential to keep on manifesting and increasing. Yes. And Atma is that which, if whatever it gives to you, it has the capacity to take back every bit of it. Every bit of it. My God, I think I like this definition. Then they have given us the meanings of few names. We will go by whatever is given here. The rest you can get an idea of how to derive these. So they have given us the meaning of Maheshwara. Because obviously, in the study of yoga and all, we do make reference to Maheshwar, Ishwar. So Mahat Ish. So he says the great Lord who governs everything. So it's a governor. He is a governor of whatever is going on. Whether the Parabrahma is increasing or Atma is absorbing the whole thing back into itself. So what does it say? Maheshwara, uh, he's the governing Lord, let's say, governing Lord. And he's able to govern everything, control everything. Then there's another name they have talked about, it was Lord Dattatreya. Now, I need to tell you a small story about Lord Dattatreya, a very sweet story. I have already talked about his birth. That was a long time back when I talked about Atri and Anusuya. One of the stories must be having it. But now today I want to tell you that once Narad Muni, a sage Narada, he goes to Lord Vishnu. He is a devotee of Lord Vishnu and continues to recite his name Narayan, 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 Narayan. So he goes to him and he says, Lord, I would like to see the most sattvic roop of yours. Now, there are three types of appearances: sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. So when Lord is sattvic, obviously there is no need of any action required. Probably it's pure manifestation of pure knowledge or pure awareness or whatever you call it. But it's supposed to be the most sober and the most pious, where nothing harsh is required. Nothing harsh is required. So he says, I want to see a form of yours, which is sattvic, more than rajasic. Rajasic is a man of action. And tamasic is a man who is willing to destroy and create, and it's a very hectic sort of presentation of. So he says, I want to see the most sattvic. So Lord Vishnu says, all right, when I'll be born as Lord Dattatreya, you will see that form in me. It will be the most pious sort of a form. So Lord Dattatreya, who was the son of Atri and Anusuya. I have talked about Atri and Anusuya in my earlier videos. If you find it, please listen to them. It's a beautiful story of his birth, how the three gods descend on earth to test the piety of Anusuya, and how she, by the mere thought and sankalpa that of her own husband's name, she is able to convert the three gods, male entities, into children. Well, that's a very beautiful story. And so they have defined the word Dattatreya. So Datta is to offer, Dattam, Dena, giving, offering yourself to the Lord. So here the Lord offers himself to sage Atri, because sage Atri undertakes a severe penance. And in that penance, by observing that penance, he pleases God himself. And God descends and promises Atri that I will come to you as a son. Even Adi Shankaracharya had talked about his story also, in which Lord Shiva comes and blesses the parents. And he says, all right, I shall come to you as a son. Then we know about Lord Sri Krishna coming to Devaki and telling Vasudeva that I will come to you as a son. So you can imagine it's a beautiful sort of an offering. God offers himself to you and then decides to get bound to you through a material relationship which is of the earthly kind. And he offers himself to Atri, and that offering himself to Atri, offering is Datta, and Atri is name of the sage, so therefore he becomes Dattatreya. Then this definition part, a little bit of it can continue in Yoga-Tattva Upanishad. Now, what do they talk about? They talk about Kaivalya, that is moksha, liberation. What does that give you? My God, why do we need moksha or liberation? It is said to be destroying. What does it destroy? The concept of birth and death and old age and all diseases. My God, I think we need to discover Kaivalya. Yeah, I mean, even the medical world should try to find ways of discovering Kaivalya, that is moksha, because that's going to minimize birth and death concepts and old age. Um my father used to say, what if we were to live for 5,000 years? So I said, what would happen? I used to call him Baba. I said, what would happen if we were to live for 5,000 years, Baba? Then he would say that, well, we'll probably find ourselves kept in some museums where people will come and look at us through the windows and say, oh, he's 5,000 years old. Oh, he had a great sense of humor. But here he says Kaivalya, moksha, is what? What does it do? It deals with these are considered as sins. Death, old age, and all these are considered as results of sins. My God, we have to go very deep in yoga. And for this, of course, to understand Kaivalya and things like that, we need to understand what is yoga and jnana. So both are required. Yoga is required as well as jnana is required. And the yoga part of it, what is the exercise which is given in yoga for us? One exercise, let's not worry about the rest. One exercise which we have made ourselves familiar with. You breathe in by left nadi, a count of 16 matras. Now he has defined matra very well. Now consider this to be the knee. Just example. So if you are deciding to just take it like this around the knee, and then you are bringing your hand up like this, very gently, very slowly, casually. We tend to sit sometimes and just caress our knee. So when you do it once like this, and then when you end it, and then you do this, the time taken for this is considered to be one matra. So 16 matras is like 16 seconds. Let's not worry about much. So 16 seconds you breathe in, 64 seconds you withhold the breath, and 32 seconds you take to breathe out. So we'll just consider them as counts. 16 counts, 64 counts, and 32 counts. We have done, and this part of yoga is going to help you to slowly develop into what we call it as go closer to discovering what is Kaivalya. Now in this, what are the stages? The first stage we knew was that you tend to sweat. Of course, you have to do it not less than 3 hours, 3 hours to 4 hours per day. They say 80 times per day you have to do it, and continue doing it for at least minimum 3 months. So let's see how much we can try. But the first stage of it will be sweat. The second stage will be phlegm. It will be, as I told you, in between when I tried it also, I had tremendous sort of a feeling of having cough. And then third stage is lightness of the body. Then, and of course, where this little fire in us, which is the Agni Tattva, it takes the form of light. It's the fire turns into light. We see how the wires in the electric bulb, after a certain point, it has that heat, starts making it glow as light. So then of course they have given us a restriction of diet. That is something we all need to practice. Diet has to be not that don't eat much or less or something. Of course, proportion has to be. Suppose the stomach has the ability to absorb, say, four morsels, then we must settle for one morsel. I mean, it's a proportion I'm giving you. I'm not asking you to just have one morsel of food. But suppose it can consume 40 morsels of food, then try and make it 1/4 of it. So divide it by 4, so that will give you 10. So 10 morsels, something like that. The diet has to be, and it has to be more towards sattvic, nothing very spicy and pungent and well, too tasty, which burns your tongue and things like that. And there is one very beautiful discipline which is given here to discover Kaivalya. I want to practice it myself. Whatever you touch or you hear or you see or you smell or feel or you taste, Just consider it to be Atma. Just consider it to be Atma. Don't, it's just a mental exercise. Mental exercise. I don't think there should be difficulty. I've got to try and see it. For example, if, let's say I've got my specs and I say I've touched my specs now. So I have to say, my God, this is Atma. Just, I know it may initially sound, let's not loudly say it because it might disturb everybody around you. And there will be reasons for debates. We don't want that. We just want something. So look upon everything you come in contact with as nothing but Atma. Atma, as I told you, what is the definition? Atma, it gives you everything and takes back everything. My God. And I don't think it is difficult for us to, so you see, like specs, if I take it out, it has given me the capacity to read first with the specs on. Now it has taken away the entire capacity of reading. Yes, it's not so difficult to understand this meaning and apply it. Yes, if you meet a friend and you like some friend, and the moment you meet a friend, you talk to a friend, you must say he's Atma or she's Atma, because their friendship is there when they are there. The moment they move away, the friendship is gone, the interaction is gone. So I think that's a very powerful definition we are talking about. We are talking about some very powerful definition which is given there. The moment we decide to realize that Atma is something, everything around us is Atma. Atma is everything. When it is present, it is going to give you everything. But the moment it moves away, it's going to withdraw every support of itself. Its functional abilities is going to be totally withdrawn. And I don't think we need to have any debates on this definition. The perfect definition of Atma is the ability for apnoti. Apnoti. Friends, this is a very powerful talk, a powerful definition. Please, it is necessary for us to understand these terms. Then we don't have to deny ourselves that whatever around is Atma. The moment you start seeing, you will be closer to Kaivalya. And the moment you say, you'll be relatively correctly attached to it. Whatever it is, even if it is sweets, it gives you joy. The moment the sweets is out, it will take away every bit of joy. Very, very beautiful definition it is. A very beautiful definition. Such act. Now, when we are practicing, we are trying to see that everything around us is Atma. He has given, the Upanishad has given us the time also limit. Try and do it every day for 1 yama. 1 yama is 3 hours. So you try and practice it for 1 yama, that is 3 hours every day. So you decide whatever. Now suppose you are sitting for your studies. Normally my time is say 3 to 6. Let's not say 3 to 6. Let's say any other day, 3 hours of the day during the day. So anything that comes in contact with you at those 3 hours, or you go to your office, those 3 hours in the office, you say now from morning 10 to 1, whoever comes is Atma. So, my God, you'll be so alert. You'll be so alert about the utility function of that particular person. You'll be alert that if it withdraws all the abilities which it had earlier offered to you. They are going to go away with their abilities to serve you. So, and therefore you either will be less attached or you'll be more careful or whatever you call it. But I think this definition will definitely help us to look around in the world in a correct proportion. We will be correctly attached and absorbed to all this. Now he says, what are these are supposed to lead us to great siddhis. Oh my God, I'm so tempted with all these topics. And see, that's why he says knowledge, without knowledge, it is not possible for us to attain liberation. Knowledge, see, a mere definition of Atma in this light is going to make it so easy for us to understand what we are trying to attain. What we are trying to attain when we want to become like Parabrahma, what is it we are going to gain? They are going to gain the capacity to increase or give a capacity and let others increase. I mean, you're going to be a cause for others to grow, and as well as you are going to keep on growing. It's a beautiful definition. It's a beautiful definition. And what are these siddhis which are going to come to you? Clairvoyance, clairvoyance, and clairaudience, transportation of self. I mean, you can go from one place to the other. My God, I would love to do that. Imagine we can travel without any requirement of a transport. I think I'm going to be very fascinated about it. Then becoming invisible. Oh God, my God, what do you think I'm going to use that for? Well, I'm going to let you all guess. I'm going to let you all guess. Well, it is so said that the powers, once he gets such powers, then it is said that even gold can be converted into iron can be converted into gold when it gets dipped into his waste matter. My God, this must be. Can you imagine how deep the yoga can take us? Uh, I, I I have to pursue this, and I want some of you to join me in this because it will encourage me to keep going, uh, keep going. Uh, Now, he has also told us that we need to do at least meditation on every region of our body for 2 hours. From feet to knees is earth region. From knees to anus is water region. From anus to the heart is the fire region. From heart to the eyebrow point is air region, and from here it is the space. So you have to do for 2 hours of meditation on each one of these, and the moment you start doing it, that will be just the start, then that will be the practice, and then that will be the knowing about it, and of course then well, then let's see, then we can call ourselves a bit of yogi, students of yoga. Well, friends, this is Swami Radhikananda. Today I'm in Hyderabad, but I am from Pune, and we need, again, I request all of you, though those who are able to see it on various other uh, tools like Facebook or Messenger and all, yet please subscribe so that I have 1,000 subscribers. I mean, that's a condition which YouTube has laid. Of course, no regrets, because I want millions to come in and hear this. Because um, I suppose God wants me to study and pass it on. Let's hope I serve all of you through my service to my Guru. This is Swami Radhikananda from Pune. My web page is going to be atmarupa.in, and I'm letting my young teacher to promote that for me. And thank you once again. See you with new definitions and new subjects. Thank you.